Hey guys, it's me, your lovable little lion man CJ here, with Doki Doki Literature Club. So, I know very little about this. I know a bunch of people have played this, have gotten good reviews on it, and apparently it's a horror game. I saw psychological horror when it was being described on Steam, so like, from this little menu here, it's looking pretty cutesy, so I guess we'll find out. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have a safe experience playing this game. Well, legit though, for anybody who's curious about content warnings, there's the link. It's right there. It's all for you. By playing Doki Doki Literature Club, you agree that you are at least 13 years of age. Am I? Certainly don't act like it. And you consent to your exposure of highly disturbing content. I mean, it gets shoved at me daily without my consent, so why not? This seems very loud. I might try and turn this down. Huh. Oh. Can you say banger? Okay, but this is very obnoxiously loud. I'm gonna check the audio real quick before I continue. Alright, that's a little better on my end. I'm actually gonna turn it down a little bit more, but I have gotten the comment before that it's a little quiet, you know, audio-wise, so I want to keep it a little up. Anyway, little side note. My friend from work actually told me that I'd have some fun playing this, so... I mean, when I saw it at first, I was like, yeah, I mean, I've seen it, and it doesn't look for me, but, they assured me that it was gonna be good. So, you know who you are. If this turns out to suck, I'ma find you. CJ. That's my name. Don't murder me about it. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she totally does not care. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of worked out because you've known each other for so long. I'm so sorry. Why did I pick a text-based adventure? We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Okay. This is giving me dating sim vibes, and if that's the case, I'm gonna quit. I don't even like regular dates. I don't want a simulated one. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Oh, yeah, you're a bit much, Sayori. Ha! Ha! I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Yeah, it's because I let you. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Yeah, that's right. Eh? You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Hell yeah! Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Where the hell did that come from? Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. I could leave you right here. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, CJ, I haven't figured their voice out, but it's going to come into fruition. It's going to grow as we go. Have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I'm a douchebag, don't you remember? That's not true. Don't you tell me what I know about my own life and goings-on in my own life. Like, you know for a fact all I do after school is just go home and watch anime. And then I come back here. That's it. You told me you wanted to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me. Well, you know, like almost like a friend would. Yuck. When I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. F***ing called it! I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. This hurts, Doki Doki Literature Club. This hurts. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What the hell is a NEET? To exposition, please. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look for a few clubs if that makes you happy. I'll look at a few clubs if that makes you even happier. No promises, though. God damn. This was me in high school, and it's cringing to hear this. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. God, you ask so much of me, Sayori. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. What is this? The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Same, dude. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I'll have no choice but to start with the anime club. 'Cause, you know... Hello? Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out, talking about anime to myself. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting there spacing out, so I came in. We're growing. It's coming out. I don't know what it is, but I hear it. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. God, I don't know about this voice. You don't need to wait up for me if I'm going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know... No, what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Oh, I got a puppy, guys. Oh, I got a puppy. Oh yeah, I got a little face camera. Oh, look at her. You're gonna be famous, kid. We're gonna make you a star. Anyway, let's get back to this. Yeah? Meanie? Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Like the name of the game! Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Because she loves you. This is a dating simulator. It's not a horror game, it's a dating simulator. Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I was bringing a new member. So you lied! And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep, dummy. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. Fine, I'll stop by for cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. This is turning into Kermit the Frog. All of them do. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I want that on a t-shirt. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Hello, everyone. The new member is here. Sorry. I told you, don't call me a new member. Sounds phallic. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Have you seen my boobs? Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? Oh wait, no, sorry. This is a different pink-haired protagonist. I'm sorry. This one's gonna hurt. Seriously? You brought a boy? This is Kermit too. This is baby Kermit the Frog, okay. Way to kill the atmosphere. Oh god, so many voices. CJ, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. Boobs, as far as the eye can see. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What is this? I hate it so much. This is my horror game. What was this one again? What are you looking at? Yeah, that's just gonna be her. If you want to say something, just say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year, but she's probably 40. Anime rules. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets in a mood. Sayori says that quietly into my ear. Oh, sorry. You can just ignore her. You can just ignore her when she's in a mood. Sayori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. This is Yuri, the smartest and biggest boobed of the club. Yuri, who appears completely more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with the people like Sayuri and Natsuki, Subaru. Ah, well, nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you've already met Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, CJ. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. I mean, with a voice like that, how couldn't she be? Smart, beautiful, athletic, baritone. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, CJ. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well, with the teapot that we just have in our classroom for some reason. The girls have a few desks arranged from the to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Who will I choose? Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil and the tray reveals a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. That's adorable. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing in her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. It's a circle, dude. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything? Eh? I thought you technically did. So Yuri said. Well, maybe. But not for you, you know, you, dummy. Alright, alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. As every classroom does, she carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Thank you! My guy is a douchebag, but he's logical. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Well, I'm not reading a book. Oh wait, this is the literature club. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri is just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. You bitch. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be the pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. That bitch, am I right? So, what made you consider the literature club? Literature. Something is telling me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Ah ha ha ha. Well, you know... I don't. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, and other stuff I misclicked on. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I am fulfilling that dream. Oh, Monica really is a great leader. Yuri nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees in their own unique voices for once. Kind of. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, CJ, what kind of things do you like to read? Manga? Well, things with pictures. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. You're not. You're not. We both know you're not. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. A nerd! It looks like she wants to say something, but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. It's almost like I'm a boy in high school. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way that her eyes light up when she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? You saying I ain't got no imagination? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Oh. Yeah, you've been reading. I read a horror book once. What you gotta say about horror? Is this game about to take a turn, please? Please? I desperately grab something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I just... Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! I'll end you! Choke you out with a cupcake. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes are your poems. Everything you do is just cute, as you are. Alright, Kermit. Siri slides up behind Natsuki and puts her heads on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? God damn it. This is killing me. Unnamed friend from work, this is killing me, and I want you to know that. This is your fault. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna try and come back to this. Be right back. Maybe. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share some? Or, why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very competent writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing the level of writing takes more than just competence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example to help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. You I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Just wanted to make sure I read that right. Let's all go home. Just stop it there. Let's all go home. It's a great idea, Monika. And write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. Please tell me I'm not about to write a fucking poem. I think, with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting, so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. CJ, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Whoa! Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. I'm about to write a fucking poem. It's time to write a poem! Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem most. Oh, I have to use my mouse. Okay. Entropy. Depression. Horror. Effulgence. Crimson. Anger. Uncontrollable. Pain. Disoriented. Incapable. Chocolate. Tenacious. Marshmallow. Massacre. Graveyard. Agonizing. Infinite. Papa. And sticky. Oh wait, one more. Anxiety again. Or that was depression. It's all blending together, it's fine. Hi again, CJ. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. I just wrote you a really depressing poem. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, CJ. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. You know, reading a book and all, with pretty girls around. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. You know, because I know how dumb you are.
Come on, like he deserves any slack. Siri told me you didn't even want to join the club this year. And then last year too. I don't even know if you planned to just come here and hang out or what. But if you want to take us seriously, you just want to see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Gasp! The tea! Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. I'm sorry, I missed it. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. CJ always gives his best as long as he's having fun.
Well, I'm not.
He helps me with my busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You little pyro. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Are y'all gonna kill each other over me? Is that gonna be the twist? Oh.
How come you and CJ become good friends too?
Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Give me the present. Give it. Give it. Free stuff.
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess it means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I was expecting anything. I wasn't First of all, I wasn't even expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happier no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you want. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much, on account of being a dumb. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. definitely I'll read this. I'll definitely read this. Enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. Yeah, I'll see you in a year. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayuri and Monica have a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like it's the same book she lent me. Aw, she's trying to read it with you. That's adorable. I'm not getting into this. I'm not. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have even noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. Of course, I believe you. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Definitely will start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, it's about this girl, Yuri, who really wants to just take this guy CJ down. Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in front of the cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from fucking left field, man. Ah ha ha ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of sort of thing, CJ? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Almost murderous. Let's get it going. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they are made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Yeah. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please, stop me if I start talking too much. That's, I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I could do is listen. It's literature club. After all, ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it, right? You don't have to. I mean, you gave it to me. It's a gift, and I want to read it. Ahaha, what are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. All right. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Oh, right.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but it feels somewhat comforting. I'm gonna stop. I do like that feeling too. I may not talk to somebody while they're in the room and I'm reading, but I enjoy them being in that room. It's cozy. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Get your own!
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, you know that?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Yeah, ha 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 ha. I slide my desk until it is up against Yuri's, and then I hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Scandalous! It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Ah, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah, I do the same with my right arm on my right side of the book. That way I turn the page, and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it, flips to her side. There it is. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting to me. What with the boobs of it all. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Read. Hey! To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. On what, CJ? What did you get distracted by? I glanced over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? Yeah, pretty dumb. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I could do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. She just assumes I'm not. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her, as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so?
How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second-guesses a lot of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they are kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But CJ, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, no! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were so self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. Oh, yes. My sad poem. Oh, I can't wait. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, of course. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read with you, huh? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters on your own time. All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, do you remember to write a poem last night? Boy, did I! Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! I haven't done her voice in a second. Sayuri's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, obviously, Yuri. Like, come on, we love her. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional! What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. Why? You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? None. Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. That's a lie. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, well, that kinda just defeated the compliment, but alright, whatever. She trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words into the poem. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their own style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different writing skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Alright, so... I kinda like it. It's slow. It is very slow. And it seems like a dating sim. And if it turns out to be one, I'm gonna be pissed. But I think I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna close this part out, and then I'm going to end it there. Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh. I can actually... Okay. Yeah, let's read this poem. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last, yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Ooh. That wasn't bad. Whoever wrote that's got some skills. I'm so sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. Fuck off, okay? What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. I'm just slow. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. But next time I'll get into the raunchy shit. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Huh? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, CJ. Dummy. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of it that way. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Yeah, a lot of, massacres and marshmallows. It's great. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Well, yeah. Of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, CJ. Me too. Okay, yeah, we're gonna not do this because this will kill me physically and emotionally. So we're gonna pick this up later. But if you enjoyed, definitely let me know. Or don't, because I'll probably take any excuse not to come back to this. But if you have any ideas for future videos, leave a comment, let me know, or slide into those DMs on Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter. And hey, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button, so that way you can be up to date on every inconsistent ass post that I make. But anyway, I hope you have a great night, day, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.